Do you have the feeling sometimes that you're living in an America that has become a little bit of a twilight zone? That American politics has become unhinged from established and trusted institutions and procedures, that we are in uncharted territory, in no man's land. In some ways, I think there's a question of whether we really still have a republic anymore, or if it is the case that we've got a kind of ruling cabal, a ruling elite that have just decided, listen, we don't really care if there's massive public opposition to what you're doing. What are you going to do about it? Don't come to DC. We've got big fences erected everywhere. What exactly can you do? We have our, let's just say, knee on your neck, America. And now, this feeling, I think, where does it come from? I think it comes from the fact that you've got a government supported by a media and a digital media that works in concert with each other, not subjecting government to scrutiny, no proper checks and balances, a cowed defensive Republican Party that leaves huge issues untouched, a Democratic Party that seems not only emboldened but impervious to law and consequences. And if these seem like very broad and perhaps even somewhat extreme allegations, I don't think they are, but if they do, let's just look at two concrete examples of this, both dealing with agencies of the government that are supposed to be kind of neutral. One is the military, and the other is the health establishment. I want to focus here a little bit on Milley, but more broadly the Defense Department. And I want to focus also on Fauci and more broadly the health establishment, the National Institutes of Health and the CDC. Now, let's start with Milley for a minute because, and the Defense Department. You've got complete lack of accountability. Basically, these allegations are made about Milley, and Biden and Jen Psaki are like, well, we think the guy's a patriot. Not, is any of this true? What exactly happened? Let's disclose to the American people. Let's try to see if there were transcripts of this call. None of that. Just a simple affirmation. It's almost like saying, listen, whatever Milley did, he did on our behalf. He's on our side. That's all we know. That's all we need to know. End of story. Look at Afghanistan. Where are the consequences for what was done in Afghanistan? I mean, it goes beyond negligence to say you're leaving all this weaponry behind. You're not even going to destroy it. You're not even going to ask for it back. You're acting as if, listen, this is a gift to the Taliban. Well, oops, all these Americans are left over there. Notice that there's an attempt to sort of smother the facts about what's happening with them. Planes aren't leaving from the Kabul airport. The Taliban has evidently got a kind of lock on what's happening. The Biden administration is now beholden to, at the mercy of the Taliban. But it looks like their focus is not on getting the Americans out. It's on the public optics. And so the idea here is if we can just get the media to kind of move on from Afghanistan, kind of the way we got the media to move on from the border, we're going to be okay. This is a whole smoke and mirrors performance we're putting on for the American people. And so Jake Sullivan, he's not going to be held accountable. Lloyd Austin, we're not going to ask anything of him. All these guys, it doesn't matter what danger they expose Americans to. It doesn't matter what disastrous defeats they inflict on the American military, their own side. It's going to be a lack of accountability, and partly because there's lack of accountability at the top. Biden's not even accountable. Was he ever? Now, the latest outrage is the United States has announced $64 million in assistance to Afghanistan. Now, the U.S. government, we're not really giving this money to the Taliban. We're going to be giving it to aid agencies, but it is going into Afghanistan. And if it's going into Afghanistan, this is like sending money to Venezuela. Guess who controls that money? Maduro. Send money into Afghanistan. Guess who controls that money? The Taliban. Why? Because they control the country. So the truth of it is, we are now using taxpayer money to subsidize the Taliban. Let's turn for a moment to the health department. In separate testimony, both Francis Collins and Fauci have told Congress, and I'm now quoting Fauci, that the National Institutes of Health, quote, has not ever and does not now fund gain-of-function research in the Wuhan Institute of Virology, end quote. That's a flat-out statement. Francis Collins made pretty much the same statement on a radio show. But The Intercept published a report just a few days ago, basically showing, laying out that the NIH gave grants to the EcoHealth Alliance for what? For bat coronavirus research, including money earmarked, designated for the Wuhan Institute of Virology to, quote, identify and alter bat coronaviruses likely to infect humans. In short, gain-of-function research. Now, here's Dr. Richard Ebright, a molecular biologist at Rutgers, and he says in a tweet this. He's reviewing the latest information disclosed by The Intercept, and I'm now quoting him. The documents make it clear that assertions by the NIH director, Francis Collins, and the NIAID director, Anthony Fauci, that the NIH did not support gain-of-function research or potential pandemic pathogen enhancement at WIV, Wuhan Institute of Virology, are untruthful. So what you have here again is lying before Congress. What's the consequence of that? This is a serious crime. It's not just a matter of being fired. You can be criminally prosecuted for doing this, because these are knowing lies. These are people who have plenty of chance to go look and see what their institute has done. And so the point we're trying to make here is this helpless feeling on the part of citizens that there's no real democratic accountability. People do horrific things. They have horrific consequences. People die. Americans are left behind. There's a black eye on America in the world. And yet these guys are going on as if, well, what? Nothing really happened. No big deal. It's okay to be asleep at the wheel because the man asleep at the wheel, Biden, is not going to care, is not going to demand any accountability at all.